Alright, y'all, I had to wake up at 3 in the morning today to make a dozen Concha order that I had for 7 a.m. in the morning. It was placed the night before and they wanted it for that night, but I could not do it as I required 24-hour notice just to have everything fresh. And I promised I would have it ready by 7 a.m. So here I am. Here I was melting my butter just so that it could be nice and cool down for when I needed to start mixing my ingredients. I had already put my ingredients in a plastic bag the night before just so it would be easier to put into the mixer. So I sifted it into my stand mixer so that it can be nice and fine and easy to mix. I started mixing my ingredients just like so, and I poured in my butter. Just let it mix until it's all nice and incorporated. The butter gets in there real good. I added a tablespoon of yeast, and make sure it goes after your butter because if you put it before, that can ruin something chemically. I'm not a scientist, but I know that's not the way to do it. And I'm letting it mix. I added my vanilla. Of course, Mexican vanilla blend is the one I use for my conchas. And just let it blend. Here I added my 3 eggs, and I feel like I added them too fast. I don't usually add them that fast, so I think because I was recording I was a little in a rush. I added 3 eggs, add them slowly, and then here's my timer. I had to put my milk in to warm up. Make sure your milk is at 110 degrees. I got myself a milk thermometer just to make sure it's down right. And you have to make sure, it's really important that you have it at 110 because if you don't, you can kill your yeast and it will not rise. So please be careful with that. Here I was adding it slowly, just making sure to add slowly because we need all the ingredients to mix. Here I added a 15-minute timer. Just let it blend until the 15 minutes are up and everything is well blended. I know it seems like a lot, but don't worry. It has to end up looking like this. This is the point where you butter up your bowl. I use this little spatula thing to kind of take it out with. It helps a lot. I found these at Hobby Lobby. I use them for my cakes as well. So I use that to scrape out the dough, kind of just scrape it off from the edges, and then place it in your bowl. Let it rest for 2 hours in a turned off oven. I have the old gas oven, so my pilot's always on, pretty warm like all the time. Make sure you butter your dough from the top. We don't want dry conchas. This prevents them from being dry. And put it to rest in the oven for 2 hours. I put a plastic wrap on top and then I covered it with a kitchen towel. And let it rest. Do not touch it for 2 hours. It's very important you let it rest. Here I was working on my topping for the conchas. I used a half in a cup of flour and a half in a cup of powdered sugar with 1 cup of vegetable shortening, and you will need 1 tablespoon of vanilla. Make sure and knead it with your hand. I think it takes like 15 minutes or so, and it should look like this. For the chocolate one, add 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder and go ahead and knead it until it's well incorporated. I started here washing dishes because of course we gotta make sure we're washing as we go, or else you'll have a pile of dishes that you don't know where they came from, but you actually do. I had all of my toppings ready. It was only chocolate and vanilla, so if y'all want the strawberry recipe, let me know and I will get it up there for y'all. So my son did end up getting up, and it was 6 in the morning, so I was pretty shocked, but not really, because he's always wanting to be with me. I did not show the process of the dough coming out and me separating and rolling them out and topping the conchas, but here's the box that I had ready. Just put them to dry in the drying rack. And then this is how they ended up looking like. So beautiful. If you guys want an in-depth of how exactly I assemble them, please let me know. Here's the order, nice and ready. And it was ready to be given to the customer. They loved it. She said it was for her son's birthday. She did not tell me that in the messages when she placed her order, but I would have loved to customize it, even taking out the pink from the hearts and just doing the chocolate hearts. I would have also done a more masculine parchment underneath. But she loved them, so that's all that matters. I just know now for future reference to ask my customers what they were wanting them for. Thank you so much for supporting my small business, baking something God placed on my heart, and I'm so grateful for every single person who supports, orders, shares, or even just watches these videos. You're helping me turn a passion into something bigger. Please follow me on Instagram, and until next time, love you guys.